Hello and welcome back to another lazy Sunday afternoon productivity stream with me, Morgan, and this week I have Doc with me. Oh, lazy Sunday afternoon.
It wasn't me.
I swear I had that tab muted. I don't know what happened. Anyway, so I think I was not the worst I've ever been with the mute button.
Hey, folks. It's Sunday. We get the technical difficulties out of the way early, right?
Right, exactly. Delegate those. So we saw that Mama Ward swung by earlier, but her laptop needs a reinstall of Windows on her very rural internet bandwidth. So I don't know if she's going to make it today.
Yeah, not if it's going to take the full 12 hours.
Yeah, probably not. So Doc, what are you working on today?
Let's see. Today, I believe I'm doing a beta read for someone. Someone who asked me to do a rush job on this beta read because they just read it in front of a live audience on Friday night and they really want to send it out later today.
Hello, I see we have an Andy. Good to see you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I went to my local writers group has an open mic night. They're keeping second Tuesdays or second Fridays on Zoom, but because that location is smaller and stuff. But the coffee house one reopened on Friday, and I'm sitting there listening to poetry and getting inspired to write.
Dun, dun, dun.
Right? And I had like a spare hour or so before open mic night. So remember last week when I said I was going to revise a short story and instead I just went through and made a list of all my short stories and how long they were?
Oh, goodness.
Yeah. So
it's still only one page. No.
Right. Yeah, no. Many of them are single pages or 3 pages that are more of an idea than a story. But yeah, it's from NaNoWriMo 2019. I did a nano's worth of short stories.
Wow.
And then I touched one of them. I polished one of them. And nothing else. So now I want to take these and get them out there because I have a lot of stuff and one polished thing. So I need to get more stuff polished, and it felt like I could do a lot better job turning around short stories than full-length manuscripts.
It's definitely a lot quicker to turn around short stories than full-length manuscripts.
Right. Andy's also cheering for coffee houses reopening.
Yeah, I'm of mixed feelings about that.
Yeah. For open mic night, we were all basically at separate tables that were still distanced at the 6 feet. So that definitely made it more comfortable for me, especially in an indoor environment.
Mm-hmm.
And my county has been pretty good, and our vaccination rate is pretty decent in this area. So.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was my first indoor event since, the before times.
Yeah, I'm still on the fence about the whole thing. I keep seeing people going out and meeting with large groups of people and going to picnics and things like that, and it's like, no, too early.
We had the Visvis annual picnic yesterday, and it was outside, and people were on the honor system to wear their mask if they weren't vaxxed, because we're all adults, and there was plenty of hand sanitizer around, and in the shade with the breeze, it was not as bad as one might think by looking at the thermometer.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah. So, and Sako and I are hitting a convention in person in Kentucky in 2 weeks. So, but I'm low risk. She's low risk. We don't have anybody at home who has any risk factors.
Yeah,
So.
and I'm high risk, and my wife is high risk. So
Exactly.
this definitely colors our feeling about the whole
Definitely. So, I mean, everybody has to pay attention to their own risk profiles. And, you know, if I had someone at home who was higher risk, or, you know, small children who can't get vaxxed yet, my behavior would not be what it is. But circumstances are where, you know, it
definitely is what it is.
Yeah. I'm vaxxed. It's Pfizer. It seems to be pretty strong against even the Indian Delta variant. So, you know, we'll see. We'll see.
It's definitely good seeing the stuff coming out about how the Pfizer and the Moderna vaccines seem to be doing well against the variants.
Definitely.
But scary that the variants seem to always get worse.
Not always.
Really?
There was some rumors and some anecdotal evidence that the February timeframe second sweep was a more viral but less lower impact run, because
spreads more but makes you less sick.
Exactly, because my ex-husband works at a local assisted living facility like 2 blocks that way from me, and he said it ripped through the nursing home in February-March timeframe, but like they didn't lose anybody from it. They didn't hospitalize. Like the numbers were way low, and that's at an assisted living facility where people are very high risk. So, you know, they are out there. They just make less news if they're less viral or less virulent, I guess would be the word.
I guess that's true.
So I see we have a Kelly joined us. Hola. So good to see people. Yeah. Oh, goodness. It is hot and muggy out there. Oh, my goodness.
I haven't been outside yet today.
So I suppose I owe people the kitten update. Still no cat for Morgan's. So I gave the other place a week. I got their automated email on Monday and nothing since then. It's a conglomerate of foster parents, and it sounds like nobody's really in charge, and maybe they're on vacation. I don't know. So anyway, my brother-in-law is on speaking terms with runners of 3 other cat adoption places.
Okay. So are you going through the county, or are you going through
rescue agencies?
Various rescue organizations.
Yeah. Mostly I was trolling Pet Finder for someone who looked cute, who was, you know, past the kitten stage, but not on their way out yet, who sounded like their personality would do well with no other cats.
This is sounding a little bit like Kitten Tinder. It's like left, swipe right.
Unfortunately, it is kitten season, and a kitten is a bad fit for me because I can only do one, and you know, it's not healthy for them to be solo that young and that sort of thing. And it's just I'm not the right house for a kitten. So, and everybody keeps trying to throw kittens at me because 'tis the season. Then again, if my search takes too long, they won't be kittens anymore. And the issue will solve itself.
Is there a particular reason why you only want one?
I have allergies.
Okay. And you're figuring that that 2 kittens will have that much worse of an allergic load than a single kitten.
Yes. Yeah.
Your choice, but I'm not sure that going from the current load you have, which is 0, to whatever you get, is going to be that much of that difference of an impact. But
well, anytime I visit the boyfriend or the sister, there's a cat in the house.
Mm-hmm.
And I do know that long fur versus short fur tends to make a large difference, or at least when you're dealing with domestic long fur. There are different strains. The Norwegian forest cat is actually, despite being super long fur, not that reactive. So things and stuff, but I still have to wash off their kisses or it turns into a rash. So
I know when we were looking at getting our first Maine Coon, one of the things that was recommended is that, like the Norwegian forest cats, the Maine Coons tend not to provoke such a severe allergic reaction for people.
Right.
Because my wife is also allergic to cats, but she's went to her allergist and got it all under control.
Nice.
Although she's still like deathly allergic to Siamese.
Interesting. Yeah. And people are like, oh, you know, the Devon Rex cats are low allergenic, but they have really sharp, pointy faces, and they don't look like cats to me. And
they have no fur.
they look wrong, and that's not. I want a cat, not a substitute animal for a cat.
Well,
I'm picky.
Yeah. You got to live with a cat, so.
Exactly. So yeah. Oh, goodness. Okay. Well, as I said, I'm totally feeling the whole writing thing today. So I'm probably going to pick something out to edit. I know Doc already has something to edit on his plate. Thank you very much. Flutter my eyelashes at you very subtly. I was very subtle, so you wouldn't miss it.
Oh. Thank you for underlining that for me so I wouldn't miss it. Right?
I mean, it's funnier if you have to explain it.
Yeah.
So, okay. Well, let's get started. It sounds like Kelly is working on editing too. Is Andy still editing, or is he ready for his Camp Nano? Is he going to kick off a week early? Or like 3 days, whatever. 30 days, hot September, April, June. Yes, 30 days.
So he's almost out of June.
Yeah.
And he's still editing.
They never tell you how much of writing is rewriting.
You don't get to the rewriting until you're done with the writing. So,
Andy is being disciplined.
Oh my!
Andy is talking in third person. Novel Nana, hi.
Hey Nana.
Are you here to write or just say hi? What are you working on today? It has been a while, but we are thrilled to see you. We were just about to kick off a sprint. It sounds like everybody here is editing because 90% of writing is editing. Unless you write cleaner than... Maybe some people write cleaner than I do.
Some people do write cleaner. Some people write dirtier and revise faster. So
True. So Novel Nana is here to write, and she's writing a flash fiction piece. That's awesome. Novel Nana thinks I look beautiful. Thank you.
She wasn't talking about me. No.
Oh, clearly she was. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to share my screen. I'm going to share my audio. I'm going to select the proper tab. And let's go ahead and pretend we remember how productivity works. I'll see you back in 20 minutes and 21 seconds because it's 2021. And we're back. So I revised, I don't know, a 3-page little short. It didn't need much, but I'm not quite pleased with the ending. I think it needs a little something more. And I started another one. How's your beta read going?
I've gotten most of the way through this story. It definitely has a very, very lyrical, mythical quality to it. If you've been watching me, notice I've been reading it out loud.
Oh, no, I missed.
Some of there are a couple places where I kind of question some word choices and word repetition.
Yeah.
But for the most part, it's flowing. It flows pretty well.
Okay. I don't think I've tried to write a fairy tale since I was a kid, so I was having fun with it.
Yep.
And yeah. I enjoyed reading it aloud, and I got into a discussion about how I prefer poetry read. Like, poetry is not meant to be just looked at and like read silently. Poetry is meant to be heard, or at least the type of poetry I like, which you go to enough open mic nights and you learn what types of poetry you hate and which types you like, because everybody brings their own thing to it, and you're like, oh dear,
Bob's up with his poetry. Time to go to the bathroom.
Yeah, I try not to be quite that rude, but yeah. So it's definitely, I have favorite writers and ones that, yeah. So, popping into the comments, I see Nana got 188 words and a bowl of cereal.
Nice.
Andy got through about 600 words in the latest chapter. Nice. Good major progress there. So yeah. I'm just so happy to feel like writing again.
Well, how long were you out? It was like 2 or 3 months?
Yeah, I think since April.
Okay.
So maybe March. I don't know. I can't remember March.
That's most of
the year. Yeah, no.
Most of 3 months, yeah.
But I don't take breaks very often. I intend to take breaks, and they turn into, I didn't get as much done last month as I meant to. Let me keep going, and just continually falling more and more behind my own personal imposed schedule and never feeling like I catch up. And so, I'm like, I'm stepping away until I'm ready to do this again. Nobody's making me do this. I'm making me do this. And so if I'm not enjoying it, let's take a break.
Yeah. It's very important to balance the work with other things that are fun, so that you can keep the work going.
Right. Yeah.
But so often we just want to. You get that certain fire into you, and you just want to keep on going on the work, and you end up doing it until it's not fun anymore, and then you have to take a while away from it.
Yeah. So that's part of why I keep writing something new for NaNoWriMo, is because it feels like the rest of the year I'm revising, or taking a break from revising. But I finally got through a beta read, which was super exciting, and I still owe Sarah one that hopefully I'll get started on soon. But if I keep beta reading for people, I'm not working on my own stuff. So maybe I should do some more of my own stuff as well. I did get a lot of reading done while I was taking that break. And it's not like I stopped my blog post or my podcast or anything like that. So
yeah, I was going to joke earlier that it's like, I don't feel like writing anymore. Let me make another commitment.
Right. And I was actively querying and submitting stuff. So it's not like nothing writing related was going on in my life. And I used to, just do one of those things a month rather than trying to balance everything. So yeah. Let's see. Kelly asked what ASMR is. It's soothing sound effects, basically. Atmospheric noise. It's what does it stand for again?
I can never remember this.
Autonomous sensory meridian response. It's basically the auditory version of a head octopus.
That's one way of putting it.
That's what it feels like to me. Some people it does nothing for, but it's just check out YouTube and if you're curious about the whole thing.
Yeah, basically there's some sounds that trigger a pleasurable response in people, and other people just they don't get that. They're not wired that way. So
yeah. And some people, like soft voices, and other people hate them, and some people like tapping noises, and other people hate them. So just because it's under the ASMR umbrella doesn't mean you're gonna like it.
Yeah, and some narrators get hired because their voice automatically triggers Esmir, and that's what the producer likes. So that's who gets hired.
Right. So yeah. Kelly says he's trying to create a memory for his main character, and Novel Nana's like a backstory. And talking more about the ASMR, Novel Nana likes waves or ocean or rains, that kind of white noise sort of stuff. And chimed in with it's a balance. It's good to take breaks to rest, refocus, refill, and recharge. Yeah. I preach it, but I don't always do it.
The way I always put it is taking time to refill the fun banks. Because everything's balanced between fun and work. And if you do too much fun, then it kind of ruins you and you can't do any work. If you do too much work, it ruins you. You have to have fun.
Yeah.
But if you can keep that balance, you can just keep going forever. And it actually makes you more productive.
Right. Yeah. I've seen some articles about how they're finding people working from home or working 4-6 hours a day instead of full 8, but getting just as much done. And yet, they want them back in the office where they're less productive. And so it's like, figure out what you want. Do you want to manage people, or do you want the work getting done? I have feelings on this.
I have strong feelings that a lot of the management that wants people back in the office so that they can watch them basically wants to make sure that their jobs aren't eliminated.
Yeah, I get a lot of that feeling. So Nana totally agrees with you on the play versus work balance. And Andy says the being back in the office is about power, not productivity. And that's very true. For the majority of places, there are people who have totally abused it. And, unfortunately, how do you say this person does not work well at home without, you got to have some sort of metrics to be like, this person does better at, in the office. I don't know.
Well, usually that's just the case right there. It's like we sent you to work from home and your productivity dropped, so we need to bring you back to the office.
Yeah.
But if you've got people whose productivity went up at home, you leave them there.
Right. But it seems that a lot of places feel like, if I tell one person they can and one person they can't, the pushback isn't worth it. Let's just punish everyone.
Yeah, that doesn't work.
Which is just bad management. That's bad management.
Bad management is bad leadership. It's like,
yeah. So Nana says she's finding that prompts are really helping her recharge the well. It's like a palate cleanse. I've heard that from so many people. When I try to do prompts, I don't know. It doesn't normally work for me. I haven't had it, but it could just be where I was when I tried it. So.
Yeah, and I know of the advice I've always given people when they say that they're stuck on a particular story is write something else for a while.
Yeah. And sometimes if you're stuck, it's because you're trying to make the story go in a way it doesn't want to go. That doesn't work for it. So, Novel Nana says that she likes to do a prompt in between her main stories writing sessions.
Yep.
And Andy says regarding the abuse, that's how managers show they're needed so they can manage folks based on their productivity levels. And Kelly went off, his connection wiggled while we were explaining ASMR and found it off on Google. Yeah. So it's noises, and some work better for people than others, and some don't work. Some people don't get anything out of it, period. So, but yeah, I was like, maybe the sound of, keys typing might inspire people. I don't know.
I don't know. I'd never heard of it until a few years ago.
I think I first heard about it about 10 years ago. I don't know. So there was an article and things and stuff. So. Yeah,
no, I stumbled across a bunch of people who were very much into it, and it's like,
Yep. So yeah, I think I might be ready for another sprint.
You think you might be?
Well, I'm partially ready for a snack, but yeah, sprint. We're calling it sprint.
A sprint in order to refuel so that we can continue on with this productivity.
Yes, that one.
Because I know I just finished my drink as well. So.
Sounds good to me. So, okay. I'm going to assume everyone in the audience is also ready to get some more productivity in. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen, and let's get started in 3, 2, 1, boom. And we're back.
Did you have a good productive sprint?
I did. I did totally forgotten that I wrote this story, and while I was editing it, I finished editing it, and I really like it. And I think it's, ready to go to a beta reader and maybe find its way into my never-ending rejection stream of submissions.
Well, the short story market is a lot different than the query market.
Yeah.
Because, the short story market, you're actually sending the story off to people who are like saying, it's like, can I use this? Can I not use this? Query market, you're sending pieces of a book to someone to decide, does this look like something I can sell or not?
Oh, yeah, definitely. Very, very different things. Yep. So, hello, King Red Spy, Red X with Game Online. Good to see you. It's Sarah's nephew, Jacob.
Okay.
So, good to see you. And everybody knows that Tyrannosaurus is cooler than Spinosaurus. Sorry. What's your favorite dinosaur, Doc?
I've always been partial to the Brontosaurus. They're just so big.
Right? I went to the dinosaur talk, and I looked at all the different duck-billed dinosaurs, and I realized that I'm not sure if it's Charon or Charonosaurus. CH in Greek, is that a K sound or a ch sound? Yeah.
Yeah.
The ferryman, how do you say his name? But anyway, it's the coolest of the duck-billed dinosaurs, and that's my favorite. I mean, obviously, Jacob is a Spinosaurus fan.
Yeah. Charon is how I pronounce the ferryman.
There we go. So it would be Charonosaurus. Yeah. So Nana brainstormed a few ideas, and then hubby woke up and joined her in the living room, and no writing has taken place. Womp womp. You know what Facebook and Twitter and like anybody who makes emojis has neglected? Sad trombone emojis. Why are there no sad trombone emojis? Like, you think it would be like a blue trombone, or like you could do an upright one and then a down one just to like show that, womp womp. It's a standard sound effect, and why I can't emoji it drives me crazy. I'm sorry. I've struggled with this for years.
These are the things that keep you up at night.
It is. So Nana says her favorite is whatever Ducky is from the Land Before Time. I mean, obviously Littlefoot. And that her grandson loves T-Rex. So let's see. What is Ducky from Land Before Time? Type of dinosaur. Ducky is a Sauropophus. Right? Everybody, that was clear. There we go.
Okay.
So,
Sauropophus. Okay.
Yeah. Andy got another 688 words edited. Nice. Snaps. Jacob's ghost face mask is back in Jacob's dad's house. So that's some progress. Nana agrees with me that we need this sad trombone emoji. And that Petrie is cute too. I mean, I think the problem is they're all cute.
Well, it's Disney. They're drawn cute.
I mean, was Land Before Time Disney?
Wasn't it?
I don't know. I'm checking.
It's definitely the same market though.
Steven Spielberg's Studio Amblin Entertainment.
Oh, my mistake.
Was interested. Produced by George Lucas. So after the release of the film, Universal Pictures took it away.
Oh.
But yeah, so good to know. I'm pretty sure the three-headed shark would totally beat me, Jacob. So, hello, Kelly, and welcome. Novel Nana agreed it wasn't Disney. So yeah.
So does the three-headed shark guard the entrance to the merman's underworld?
It seems likely. So yeah. Thank you, Nana. Hit that like button. Like and subscribe and recommend me to all your friends. Assuming you have friends who aren't already here. I mean.
Yeah.
So. Kelly says, supposedly this trombone emoji is available on Android?
Well, part of the question is it available on YouTube? Because they have a separate set of emojis available.
Oh, right. I forgot that.
But you also may want to know if it's available on your phone to use it for other things.
Right. Yeah. I definitely need to use it on Facebook and occasionally on Twitter.
Yeah.
It just bounces around.
What can I?
And I haven't seen it there. So let's see. I got 2 of my shorts done.
Yeah, it's like Discord. You can at least bring your own emojis and load your own stories.
Yeah.
So you got 2 of your stories done.
I did.
That's good.
I picked them by length.
You took the short ones?
I took the ones about 5 pages.
Yeah.
So
what's your longest of your short stories?
I don't know if it counts as a short story because it's over 7,500 words. It's a Hades and Persephone retelling, and it's 29 pages. Okay.
Well, if it's 7,500 words, then whether or not it's a short story depends on the market.
Yeah, it's 86, 33 right now.
Yeah, because short stories tend to flux between maximum length of 5,000 and 15,000, depending on who you're talking to.
Right. And looking at I did a couple samples of how many words were in different ones. Mm-hmm. So my 29-page one was 8,600 words. So that means my 25-page one is probably pushing the limit. My 15-page one is just under 5K words. And my 5-page one is just over 1,500 words. So that way I can look at the page count and know what kind of market I'm looking at.
Do short story markets really work that way?
Just different short story markets are different, some are for flash fiction. And
see, so. I have to admit that most of my short stories were written specifically for an offering or an anthology, and those were all based on word count. So I never got used to looking at it in terms of page count. Yeah.
So that's why I was looking at word count, just to give myself an estimate without having to break out all of them by words. Yeah. Nana asks, I wonder the difference between short and flash and micro flash. According to Google and Masterclass Article Writing 101, flash fiction can go anywhere from 6 words to up to maybe 1,000. Flash fiction, it needs a plot. Otherwise, it's just a concept. Let's see. What's micro fiction length? Microfiction is usually 300 or less, but is often just a couple words. They overlap. Their vens are not entirely untwined.
And then you have drabbles, which is 100 words.
Yeah.
It's like other than drabble, I think the only smaller story format are those six word story challenges.
Right. Yeah. Or sometimes it's caption this picture with a story, and so you get a little snippet sort of thing. But 100 words is usually a good length for a bit. So Nana says she got a 7-sentence micro flash and a 7,000 word short story.
Not bad.
Nicely done. So you run the full gamut. which I was a writer before I found out that gamut and gambit are two different words.
They are.
Who knew? English is a weird language.
English is a weird language where you've got words that sound almost the same that are from two different origins, and then you've got words that sound almost the same, mean completely opposite things, and they're from the same origin.
And there's always the fact that people who speak English are so sarcastic, we have turned many words into their own antonym.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, my favorite example, of course, is the word entitlement, which
I get into arguments on Facebook all the time. I'm like, just because people use that to be like, oh, he's so entitled, does not mean you are not entitled to things that you have earned. That is literally what the word means.
Yeah. It's like literally things have been called entitlements because you are entitled to them because you have paid for them.
Right. You have earned them.
But politics has gone and turned it around into meaning things that are given away to people who don't deserve them.
Yes. Yes. So there are multiple terms for words that are their own antonym. They are known as Janus words, the two-faced god. They are contronyms.
Yep.
And auto-antonyms, apparently. And antagonyms. So anyway.
Antagonyms?
Yeah.
Like Antigone. No.
Right? So let's see. A lovely selection are peruse. Peruse can mean read closely or to skim through quickly. Mm-hmm. To sanction something is to
approve it or to punish it.
Exactly. Oversight is originally, you're watching over something, but something has slipped through due to oversight. You looked over it.
Actually, recently at work, I've had the experience where we mentioned acting in an oversight role, and somebody thought that meant we were going to micromanage everything they did. And it's like, oh.
We're just that sarcastic.
Yeah.
Left. Someone has been left. I left a place, or they have been left, know?
They're either going or they're still there. Yeah.
Right. So yeah. There's just, we're that sarcastic very often. Yeah. Okay. So some appreciation from Nana for the more you know PSAs on Morgan's stream. Apparently, she learns something new every time she comes to my stream. I hope it's in a good way and not like lecture-y sort of silliness. So, how is your beta read going, Doc?
I finished the story, and I've started going back to reread and see if there's things that I missed, any additional things that I want to comment on. But I have to admit, during that last sprint, I took some time out to order groceries because I realized if I don't get them ordered before the stream ends, they won't get delivered tonight.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's Sunday afternoon. This is when you order your groceries.
Yeah, I tried to do it on Saturdays, but yesterday I had to run errands instead.
So well, who wants to be productive? Who's thinking about being productive anyway?
Who's willing to put in the chat that they want to be productive?
Let's go ahead and do a sprint. I'm going to go ahead and get started in 3, 2, 1. Now I have to actually move the mouse. There we go.
That's what the other hand is for.
Right. And we're back, and we have a Sako.
Sako!
A wild Sako appears.
That's exactly where my brain was going.
Roll for initiative.
Roll initiative, yeah.
Wait, where are my dice?
Speaking of which.
Oh, we made it to Sunday.
We made it to Sunday.
Do you know what happens on, let's see, what day of the week is this?
Sunday.
On Thursday? Thursday, we had hit halfway through the year.
Yeah. Thursday
you ready?
we open July.
So everybody is saying hi.
Hello, hello, peoples, hellos.
Oh, we have a Carrie here. Hello. Just came from the Pride karaoke. How was it?
It was wonderful.
I mean, I imagined it would be.
I sang songs that I didn't know.
I do much better with Rock Band because you have a voice to sing with, and it tells you how close to pitch you are. You can adjust if
This
needed.
could be you, Morgan. Having cats crawl
I know.
screen.
I know. My application is in. If they don't get back to me by tomorrow, I've already put out feelers for getting a different cat. So we will see. Who is this one? I can't remember. Doc.
This is Gilly.
Gilly.
Yep.
Hi.
Gilly was my mother-in-law's cat
Okay.
before she got sick and had to go in the hospital.
Oof. But Gilly's doing fine.
Gilly has some thyroid problems.
I mean, so do I.
But would you like Gilly?
I'm okay. So, Nana likes your hair, Sako.
I need a trim.
Is that right or cheek? Ponytail with a pin through it?
It's a bun with a
With a hair stick.
stick through it.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's a hair stick. I thought it was a pin.
I often use pens too.
Yeah. It's too hot to have my hair down.
Oh my god.
It is ridiculous.
It
And
says it's 90. It feels hotter.
I mean, it's Virginia and it's muggy, and we did just have a week of like 10, 15 degrees cooler, so it just like smacked us in the face.
Oh my god, it's so hot.
Yeah. I feel so bad for the West Coasters who don't own AC.
Yeah, no kidding.
I know some of the people are really worried about, their long-furred cats who are indoor and not acclimated to,
Mm-hmm.
To heat,
Yeah.
I feel bad for the poor people in Texas who just had their power company turn off their power over the winter and are now having their power company turn off their power over the summer.
Which is ridiculous.
Because the power company couldn't be bothered to do the maintenance to the system.
That's horrific.
Yeah. 2 thumbs down. Do not like.
2 thumbs down.
Pretty much. Yeah.
No recommending.
So I spent most of that sprint reading Facebook and putting out PSAs to my Northwestern friends to know that if it's over 80 degrees in your house, you need to eat your chocolate now or put it in the fridge.
Mm-hmm.
Because it will melt.
Yup. So, but I got a little bit of editing done on a really, really short piece that I don't know if I'm going to do anything with. But since you just came in, I did a nano of short stories 2 years ago, and so decided now is the time to actually, maybe make some of them marketable and get them out
okay.
instead of sitting on them.
Sure.
And I totally did not strong arm Doc into beta reading one of them. It's hard to strong arm people from, an hour away.
False.
I fluttered my lashes. There was some lash fluttering.
Oh, that is.
You can watch the replay. She flirted with me on stream earlier.
Oh,
So popping to the comments on that note, Andy got another 500 words edited, and he also has a demanding cat. Zoe needs her food and petting. Legit. And Nana is going to pop off and go scavenge for food with the hubby. Sends love and hugs to everybody. Thank you.
Good hunting, Nana.
Right? Did you ever answer her? What are you having for dinner, Doc?
what. Oh, did she ask what I was having for dinner?
Yeah.
I missed that. Honestly, I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah.
I had to order groceries because we're out of everything. We've actually usually I order groceries every week, and it's been 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So,
Nelva Nana said she and the hubby were fighting between eggplant parmesan and Chinese food, and both required going out, so they might end with cereal.
Ah.
yeah, between those two, I would order Chinese food.
I mean, one does not require me to imbibe. Wait, does it count as imbibing? Lactate. I think you have to drink it for it to be imbibification.
Consume. We shall substitute the word consume.
Right? Yeah, no.
I got to try with that one.
Yeah, yeah. I'm still upset that you can feed someone, but you can't drink them.
You can feed someone, which is them consuming something, but you can't drink them, which is you consuming something.
I mean, I guess if you're a vampire. Sorry, we couldn't help you pick dinner, not Nana.
Yep.
Have a great evening. So we actually only have 10 minutes left. Do we want a short sprint? Do we want to run over? Do we want to just chat for 10 minutes? Where are we?
I don't get a say because I just showed up.
I'm good with just chatting for 10 minutes. I mean,
okay, sure.
I've went through your story again. I've gotten like more than halfway through it, and now I'm looking at other things, and it's like I keep wanting to make some of the dialogue rhyme.
Oh,
yeah. It's a fairy tale, and I've got a bit of lyrical repetition and stuff in there.
Yep. So. Nope. Andy's hopping off for dinner.
Have a good dinner. Is it delicious? Tell us what it is. We need to know because I don't know what's for dinner yet.
We're having Cubano burgers.
Ooh. What makes them Cubano?
They're pork, and then we put on ham, and then we put on Swiss cheese, and then we put on mustard.
Okay. That makes sense.
They're pork burgers Cuban style, or Cubano. Yeah.
I'm not a Swiss cheese fan, so I guess I don't have Cubans often.
No, probably not.
Yeah.
I've actually never had a Cuban, but I've seen Cuban sandwiches advertised enough. I have a clue.
Yeah.
Florida is like the best place to get them.
That's what I've heard.
Mm-hmm.
I'm getting warm. You know what I'm doing? I'm going onto my Nest, even though my thermostat is right there. And I'm going to make it colder. What? It said 77 in here. AC was set to 75. Why did it wait for me to look at it to kick in? Slacker AC is what I'm
slacking AC.
Yeah. I have a very narrow acceptable temperature window. 72 to 75.
Yeah, I'm kind of with you there. Like 76, I start noticing it. 78, my brain shuts down. Yeah, and I find it ridiculous that somebody put out some statement recommending that people set their thermostats to 78 all the time. And it's like, really?
That's something that I would do. Now, my husband would die of heat all the time.
Right. Yes.
If I set it for 78.
Yeah, no, he would be dead.
He would be dead.
So.
We're set at 72 right now, and he's still dying of heat.
72 is very comfortable for me. At 71, I put on long pants.
At 72,
at 70, I put
on
sleeves. I put on sleeves at 70.
My arms are cold.
Yeah.
I have a very, very narrow window. And I've read that being on thyroid meds makes me more sensitive to heat, and having a thyroid condition makes me more sensitive to cold.
Oh.
Interesting.
Yeah, because
So there has to be this like happy in between, perfect middle.
Yeah.
Window.
I'm reminded of when I used to play Magic the Gathering, and there was like a rack card where you couldn't have fewer than 5 cards in your hand, and then there was the reverse rack where you couldn't have more than 7 or something, and that's what it feels like. How's that for a geek reference?
That's a heck of a geek reference.
I do know that when Gilly comes and climbs, she will climb up on my chest and she will just sit right here. And I accuse her of doing it whenever her feet get cold. Because I'm a heat czar.
Right.
And she does have thyroid problems.
Yeah, thyroids are annoying. So, Carrie says, asks if my thyroid is under or overactive because she's got the same and she's under. No, I've got Hashimoto's where my white blood cells are warmongering and they just attack things.
Yeah.
So.
My mom had the thing where her white blood cells were attacking her red blood cells.
Ooh, yeah, I've avoided that one. But last time I tried contacts, they thought it was an infection, and you could see a white spot in the blue of my eye.
Oh, whoa!
So that's when I got LASIK.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, I can't wear contacts, and I'm getting to the point where I need near and far glasses, and I don't want to juggle multiple prescriptions. So, Hashimoto twins, woo! Our powers combined, we can take our meds first thing in the morning, an hour before we eat.
Yeah, my mom has RA as well.
And maybe have enough functional parts for one human person.
My brother-in-law actually doesn't have a thyroid because his was so overactive. So they took it out, and so all his thyroid hormones or whatever come from medication. And so for Christmas one year, I got him a stuffed thyroid.
Okay.
Like a stuffed animal.
As functional as you own. No.
Not like a not a taxidermied one.
Yes, not a
taxidermied
one. A fuzzy one.
A stuffed plush thyroid. Yes.
Exactly.
So now he has a thyroid again, and it's just as functional as his old one.
I mean, sure. So Kelly says he normally does between 78 to 80 inside, but compares that to the 90, 100. He's down in Georgia.
Yeah.
So
which means my winter stuff is like super high. If I'm living by myself or like my husband goes away or whatever, and like I get run of the thing, I'm at like 78, 80.
I did learn something from working at home is about between 11 and 1, if I start to get cold, it may be because I haven't had breakfast yet. If I'm like, the temperature looks reasonable. Oh, wait, when was the last time I ate?
Yes, indeed.
So, and Carrie says she's got rheumatoid arthritis, so her immune system just hates her in general.
Mm-hmm.
It's a problem. Immune systems are really, really picky about finding a balance.
I wonder. So, mom got lymphoma, right?
Oh, right.
And
she's doing better, right?
She's doing great.
Okay, good.
And she was in the case where her white blood cells were attacking her red blood cells, and she had gone anemic and almost died. But they didn't put her on chemo. They put her on immunotherapy.
Okay.
And I wonder if the RA is the reason why they put her on immunotherapy, because her immune system is already compromised by the rheumatoid arthritis.
Right. I think it's also less harsh on the system. And so now that they have it as an option, if you're a good candidate, they want to do the less extreme, treatment.
It took like 7 weeks for it to kick in.
Oof. Yeah.
Yeah. They gave her a lot of blood.
I am unfortunately not a blood donor.
Yeah, me either.
So last time I went to the doctor's office, she took my blood pressure twice and asked if I was feeling dizzy.
Oh,
That low, was it?
It was, I think, 89 over like 62, which I usually have low 90s over 60 something. I have had over 58 before, but it's been trending closer to triple digits for that top number. But I'm like, yay, back down to where it's supposed to be. And she's like, are you conscious? So yeah, then they went to take my blood and I was like, you want me to lay down for this? You're taking more than 3 vials and I'm fasting and we just triple checked my blood pressure. I think you want me to lay down before you take blood.
Yeah.
Sounds
like an advisable precaution.
I've only blacked out once, but once was enough that I know if they're taking more than 2 vials, probably want to lay down while fasting.
Probably want to lay down anyway.
Maybe not. I've done 8 vials and been fine while not fasting.
Okay.
But the one time I tried to give blood, they told me never to come back because I didn't finish the bag and I couldn't move my fingers from this position for 45 minutes because I didn't have enough blood to operate my extremities.
Oh, lovely.
So they said no thank you, and my identical twin took it as a sign that she should never give blood.
I see. I was in Europe in the 80s.
Yeah. I just don't have enough blood. So
I used to be a regular blood donor, and then one year I gave blood, and Red Cross sent me a note back that said, your blood had some symptoms that may indicate a certain type of hepatitis that we don't have a test for. So don't give blood anymore.
Oh, no. Oh, wow.
And
do you think that's messed up your immune system?
Actually, no. I think my immune system is generally pretty strong.
Okay.
I'm getting older, so things aren't working as fast as they used to. But
here.
And actually, I think they have since developed a test for that, and I could probably go and give blood again. It's just these days, it just hasn't worked out.
Yeah, no, I hear that.
Isn't it easier just to not?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm 100% pro people donating, and I would if I was a good candidate, but they don't necessarily want to cause a medical issue by taking blood.
Yeah.
So yeah. Well, it is 6:31. Do people want to do their outros and say goodbye?
Sure.
Or we could do another sprint. I don't know how y'all are feeling. Dinner or sprint? Dinner or sprint?
Dinner. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm still feeling lunch.
Okay, let's do Doc first, then Sako, and then I'll wave goodbye.
All right. Hi, folks. I'm Doc Coleman. I'm a steampunk author, and you can find me by searching Doc Coleman Steampunk, and that will pull up my Amazon page. It will pull up my website, and you can find all my books and read all my stories.
Yay.
Thanks.
Howdy, neighbors. I'm Sako Toomey, also known as Cass Voit. I write horror, and I'm a witch, and I'm a graphic designer, and sometimes I combine those 3 things. So if you are looking to market yourself as an author, I have videos on the topic on my channel at this name. I have a playlist with all those videos in it, and you should drop by sometime. I would love to see you.
Okay, and I'm your host, Morgan Hazelwood. I write fantasy, and nobody wants to publish it yet. And I also blog writing tips from the pros and my own writerly musings over on morganhazelwood.com or YouTube/Morgan Hazelwood, or on the podcast Writing Tips and Writerly Musings. This week I was talking about imaginary creatures, real biology. We had biologists and paleontologists and writers discussing the potential consequences of imaginary and or extinct creatures on modern or other societies. And over on the podcast this week, I had agents and editors talking about pitches that they're sick of.
Ooh.
Caveat, of course, their moods always change. The market's always flexing. And just because one agent says it doesn't mean they all say it. So
that is true. But I suspect there is a particular pitch that they cringe at.
Probably. So, and I'll be back again next week with more writing tips and, oh, wait, no, not my blog. With these awesome people, maybe even being productive. Bye.